25 years ago, I sold my soul to the devil to become a corporate executive. I quit it all to play the blues. My name is Tom the Suit Force, and this is Chasing the Blues. Hey everyone, welcome to another session of Chasing the Blues. I'm your host, Tom the Suit Force, and today we have a very special guest who I will mention in a second. First of all, I wanted to mention that, as you know, I've been endorsed by Joyo Pedals, and we are going to have a Joyo giveaway in several weeks in casts coming up. And we're going to be giving away a Jam Buddy, and I have used this many times. It's a great practice amp. But it's an amp and a pedal. It has a warm sound, and it also has a distorted sound. And we're going to be giving this away. It has echo, by the way, too. It's a dual-channel pedal that has its own speakers and can be plugged into headphones. So it's really a great tool. And we will be giving that away, and more information will be coming up in podcasts to follow. Today, I'm very excited to introduce someone new on the show, Rein. Hi, Diana. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you here. Diana is a great guitar player, great vocalist. Boy, you have an incredible video out, which I really liked a lot, Queen of the Castle.
Queen of my Castle, the first video, yes.
Yeah, they're very professionally done, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So where are you right now, Diana? Where are you calling in from?
I'm based out of Southern California.
Oh my God! Don't tell me we made you wake up at 7 a.m. then.
Yes, you did. At 6 a.m.
You know what? I didn't realize that. I would have mentioned something to the producers, because I tell them that you cannot have me do anything before 10 a.m. So, gee.
No, that's all good.
All right, well, that
I don't
shows
drink coffee because of my voice. I don't drink coffee.
That shows how dedicated you are.
I'm used to being awake upon waking up.
So tell us a little bit about you, Diana. When did you start? I know you started very early.
Well, I wish I had started earlier, actually. I started with music from pretty much when I was really, really little, like a toddler. I would ask my parents to play music for me, and I would ask to fall asleep to music on the radio. And I would record myself all of the time when I was little on my little cassette recorder. But I first came upon the blues when I was 8 years old at a blues club in Chicago called the Back Room. It was on Rush Street. Mm-hmm. It was like a jazz and blues club, and my uncle was playing drums there. And the lead singer of his band invited my parents and myself out one night. I think like kids were allowed there until like probably 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or something like that. And so they had me come up on stage, and I sang a couple songs with the lead singer, and then we improvised a blues 12-bar, and I was hooked. But I didn't pick up the guitar until my teens, and it was an acoustic guitar. And then I didn't come across Stevie Ray Vaughan until my early 20s. When I saw the DVD of his at Target, actually, it was for the Live in Austin show, and I watched that, and I was just like, wow, I need an electric guitar, and I need to learn how to play it fast. So, I mean, I've been playing, I wish I had learned sooner, but I've been playing since the end of, I think it was the end of 2014.
Wow. Well, I like your playing style.
Thank you.
I would say it's I'm trying to say it right. It's a conservative style. It reminds me a little bit of a BB King kind of style, and it's maybe
Mm-hmm.
because I saw the first song was The Thrill Is Gone, but it seems like you're more melodic
Mm-hmm.
than the normal blues guy out there who decides to play, as fast as they can, as long as they can. So I admire that. I guess I
Oh,
admire that.
thank
You
you.
have a Guild guitar that I saw, which is kind of was a surprise for me, and it has a great sound, I
Mhm.
thought.
Yeah, I use that one for a lot of the rhythm parts on the album. Well, all of the rhythm parts on the
Hmm.
album, and then I bought it just for that purpose, so I can get a different sound. I think I used it on the Midnight Line as the lead guitar. Um, I'm trying to think if I Can't Quit You. I might have used it on that one as the lead guitar. But yeah, it's great on rhythm, like Queen of My Castle. When I play the shuffle on that with the Guild guitar, it just sounds amazing.
Yeah, yeah. I was impressed by it. In fact, I did a mental note to check out Guild guitars when I got a chance. When I was growing up, they were actually big, but they were mainly thought of as acoustic instruments. So
Oh, wow.
let's. I wanted to talk about your backstory. You have an amazing. Your family has an amazing story. So I thought people would like to hear that.
Sure. I was born in Bucharest, Romania, and I happened to be going there to play for the first time in like 8 days. I'm leaving to go to Romania and play the Open Air Blues Festival out there. And so my my parents came out here when I was to Chicago when I was 3 years old, and my dad he went through a lot to get us here because we we couldn't get our papers, and so he went to like the embassy in Romania and he basically poured gasoline on himself and he threatened that if they wouldn't give us our papers that he would set fire to himself right there on the
Wow.
steps of the embassy. So we got our papers. We went to Rome to Italy just to like in the interim until we could come out to the USA. We had a choice to come out to Australia or the US, and it was my dad's dream his whole life to live in the US and have, be the entrepreneur that he is and have freedom because we didn't have any freedoms at that time in Romania. So we went to Rome, and when we were in Rome, like just waiting for more papers, we found out that we were getting them, and someone got really jealous, and they went to hug my dad, and they like stuck him with some kind of like I don't know what solution it was that made him pretty much start like swallowing his own tongue, and so he had a doctor friend that helped him and got like a spoon to hold his tongue down. I mean, it's really insane. It's really traumatic. I was 3 and I don't remember any of this, but my
Hmm.
sister does. So I'm kind of happy I don't remember because we have like amnesia when we were little kids, or we get like selective amnesia when we're little kids, um, especially under the age of 3, 4. But yeah, I mean it was insane, and I'm so thankful to my parents for bringing my sister and I to this country.
Yeah. Wow. Now you say your dad is a entrepreneur now.
Well, he was his whole life, and he still does things now, but he's retired. He had a water business. He had a salon furniture business. He had a grocery store. It was, all these things. He invested in some property. All these things came at different times. He was doing like stock market stuff, and a lot of things, he failed at, but he just kept going, and he was able to provide for the family. And my mom too. She worked 2 jobs, for a long time when I was growing up, and then finally quit her job after, like, right before retirement, because she was dealing with some health issues. So my parents are really hard workers. My dad started out as a janitor in downtown Chicago at a few buildings, high-rise buildings. So it wasn't easy, and they had a really hard life. So all I can do is try to work as hard as I can to help them have a better life in their senior years, you know?
That's a unbelievable story. It's I think we always forget what value people add who come from other backgrounds in other countries. That's I mean, obviously this is a big story in our country right now, but our country is built upon people that immigrate here. So, wow, that's a great story. So how does that relate to you and the blues?
I feel like I've seen my parents be like fighters their whole lives. I think of myself as a fighter still. I think it's just like inherent in what I was exposed to my whole life. And when I listen to the blues, it just brings something out of me. It brings out that emotion, especially when I play the guitar. I just absolutely love getting lost in the emotion that it helps to bring out of me. But sometimes I feel like people, like I might have a wall up sometimes in regular day-to-day life. I'm definitely more shy in my personal life than I am when I'm on stage. And I don't know where that comes from. I don't know if it's just an Eastern European thing or if it's my mom. Like, she's a pretty stoic person, and I do feel like I show more emotion than she does, but there's something about when I play the guitar that just helps me feel free. And when I play the blues, it just brings something out, a quality out in me that I really like to hold on to.
Yeah, your vocals are very emotive, I thought. It's interesting, too. Queen of the Castle is not what I would consider at least a classic blues tune. What do you call it? What style do you say that is?
I feel like when I listen to it, it's more of a Texas shuffle or a Texas blues. I feel like in the lyrics, it's a little bit more tongue in cheek. Sometimes the blues for me isn't all sorrow and despair. Sometimes, and I like with Buddy Guy, I tend to. I've listened to him on this, and I tend to make things a little bit more happy and fun. Like, he makes his shows happy and fun. A lot of the times, he makes you laugh. It just took on a life of its own, Queen of My Castle, because I definitely wanted it to be an empowering song, but it's also got this side of humor, which I feel is just like who I am. I tend to be pretty humorous in my life, and if you are on my Facebook page, and if you're a fan of my Facebook page, you might expect to see this, like, you know, like artist that's just so tortured, but it's, you know, I have those moments, sure, but I really like to laugh, and I like to have fun and poke fun at things and poke fun at myself and find the humor in life.
Yeah, you know, I think people might misunderstand blues. It's not all about, hey, I lost my baby. Blues is also a celebration of life and a way to make life better. So yeah, I mean, yeah. I agree with you. It can't all be down and down and down. There's a lot of blues that's either humorous or even positive and uplifting. So let me ask you this: your style. You know, as I say, it reminded me a little of, you know, if I had to pick somebody, it reminded me a little of a B.B. King kind of thing. Who is your most influential blues guy that you or gal that you would say?
Well, I have to say it is Stevie Ray Vaughan, since he made me want to pick up the electric guitar in the first place. Yeah, I mean, there's just something about his playing that I don't ever get bored of it, because he has this conviction to his playing and a confidence, but the notes that he chooses and how musically he chooses them, but with such power, that's really intoxicating, and it really catches my ear every single time I hear it. So then I tend to be drawn to the influences that made him play that way, and then also all of the people that are influenced by him, like Kenny Wayne Shepherd and Philip Sayce. Like, I could listen to these guys for hours, because it's just so musical. And then where my playing comes along, and I do agree, it's got a B.B. King quality to it as well. I like to find themes when I'm playing. I like to build on those themes. I'm not a crazy fast technical player, although it's something that I feel like I'm always working on, because I think it's important sometimes to have that intensity during certain parts of songs and solos. But a lot of the time I'm searching for musical themes that people can sing along to or hum along to. It's like a different voice of the song. I don't know. I feel like I want people to recognize these themes that I play as I play them. But it's almost like, because I'm a singer, I think that comes out more naturally in my playing, because it's just like a second voice.
Yeah. Stevie Ray Vaughan was more melodic, and I think he did the same thing that you would even see in classical music, where you took a theme and you developed on that theme. So a lot of times you hear him play a melody, and then that melody comes back into the playing, which makes it very interesting. But he does a lot of nuanced stuff. The way he bends, the way, like you say, the way he approaches the guitar. I will say, when I listen to your playing, I was actually taken in by it, because I'm so used to blues guitar players, especially these days. I'm going to play as fast as I can. It's almost like a competition. I judge the IBC, the International Blues Competition in Memphis, and boy, after 3 days of that, the last thing I want to hear is a guitar lead. And it's just, I guess it's the competition maybe, but I see it all the time. It's all about speed, and it's very little bit about dynamics and melody. So, no, congratulations. Keep on that. Don't be swayed by the necessity to to play.
I'm glad you're encouraging me. I really am. I'm glad you're encouraging me, because sometimes I feel like, as a female guitar player, as a female guitar player, even though I don't like to say like female, but since I am, sometimes I feel that pressure to keep up with the guys, and if I don't, then I feel like people are going to say, "Well, she plays like a girl." So it's kind of like the worst things. I don't want to. I just want to play like I play, and I tend to be more melodic. And maybe I'm not lightning fast, but it's what's coming from my heart. So
yeah, no. I liked what you did, and I would keep on doing that. And you are right. I mean, just for the fact that you are female and there aren't as many females, somebody's going to, in the audience, go, gee, I wonder what this woman brings to the table. But you do bring something. And I always tell people, I say, sometimes when I'm, with other guitar players, I may not be the best in a room, but one of the things I know is I always have a story to bring. And as long as I walk away from that room, and the faster somebody plays next to me, the more I go opposite. I try to be the guy that's different than anyone else in the room, and it works almost every time. So I think
That's awesome.
That's a kind of way to look at it. Do you have? I'm just curious in your guitar playing. You have a Gill. Do you also use something like a Strat, or what do you use?
So my main guitars, I now have 3, are Fender Stratocasters. I actually am endorsed by Fender as of this June, this past
Congratulations.
month.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So I had my first Fender Strat given to me right after I saw the Stevie Ray Vaughan DVD. My dad got me one off of eBay, and I think it was about right now it's about 20 years old, but it was definitely not that old when I first got it. It was maybe like 12 years or so, 12 years old, but it's a California Series Strat, and I don't play that one as much now. I have to get it reset up, and something fixed with the volume knob, but the one that I play the most is a Sunburst 62 reissue Strat that has an awesome neck. It's got a thicker neck that I really like. And then I got one from Romania. After my Fender endorsement, I got one to travel with, and it's an American Performer Series Fender Stratocaster.
Great. Good guitars for sure.
Yeah.
They definitely have their issues, like all guitars, but definitely from the whammy bar. That's I guess that's the main issue. I have a couple that have locking tuning and at the nut.
I do too. Yeah, I do too. This new one, I never had a whammy bar on my guitar, and this new American Performer, I decided to have it set up with the whammy just so I could, just a little bit, so I could use it some of the time and start playing around with that. But
that's great. So tell us how your new. Do you have a new album coming out? Tell us about your present or new album coming out.
Yeah, I do. It's called Queen of My Castle. It just came out June 21st, so less than a week ago. Right? Am I?
You're right, because we're in July, July 2nd.
A little over a week.
Okay.
It's been a whirlwind.
That's
been exciting. It's been getting awesome reviews. It's been getting lots of great response from my fans. And I have a really good feeling about this one. So, and it was produced by Michael Leisure. He's been drumming with Walter Trout for 11 years now, I believe. And he plays with one of my other favorite guitar players, Philip Bass. He plays with a lot of people. So, so it was really great having him produce.
That's fantastic. And that's out on all the normal places.
Yeah, that was picked up by Gulf Coast Records. That's Mike Zito's new label. And Guy Hale is also the founder of that record label. And it is out everywhere. It's on Spotify too. And it's available on my website for an autographed copy, personalized autographed copy.
Fantastic. And what is your website?
It is DianaRein.com.
So it's DianaRein.com.
Yes.
All right. Well, Diana, really great talking to you. And
likewise.
I apologize for all the musicians out there that we woke you up before 10 a.m. That's a problem of being on the East Coast. My producers sometimes I may not think about, there's another time zone out there or a couple more. So, well, look, if you, and I'm always out and about too, if you come to the East Coast or if I happen to see you when you're doing a festival show or something, I'll stop by and we'll do another interview.
That'd be great. Yeah, I plan on it next year. So.
All right.
In the works.
Good luck with your new album, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem, Diana. Chasing the Blues is recorded at Factory Underground Studios in Norwalk, Connecticut. You can learn more about Factory Underground at factoryundergroundstudio.com and connect with me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Tom the Suit Force. You can find my music, tour dates, merch, and more on TomTheSuitForce.com. Thank you for listening. stroke the guitar neck like they were making love. He played up and down her body